The second FNAF movie. Let me tell you, it's definitely a movie. The story will get your fast talkers ready, fellas. Also, I'm here with fellow YouTuber Bulbasaur6, so, link in the description or whatever. Yeah, shut up. So the movie opens with Charlotte Emily, all by herself, like a loser. My lawyer has advised me not to continue with this joke. Now she's waiting to see the marionette, this big slender robot with a mask that resides in a music box, of all places. So Charlotte just kind of minds her own business until she barely sees a little boy getting dragged away to a back room, which, Charlotte thought was pretty weird, obviously. She tries telling all of the adults, but, genuinely all of them are morons. Not one of them listens to a word she says. So she decides to go into the back room herself to save the child, which, by the way, is her entire purpose as a character, if you've played the games, obviously. So she hauls the kid out onto the stage while being chased by Shaggy. Anyway, we see her on the stage where the marionette is due to be, before collapsing entirely to reveal stab wounds on her back. Yeah, bet you feel real dumb now, huh, grown-ups? And the intro plays.
So it's 20 years later, and our main characters, Mike, Abby, and Vanessa, are pretty shook up from the events of the first movie. Mike and Vanessa go on a date while Abby goes to school to work on her science fair project. Mike and Vanessa have dialogue, obviously, but Vanessa tells Mike about her dreams. This is when we see multiple parallels to her past, like her father, aka William Afton, if you didn't watch the first movie, chasing her down the hallway until she locks herself in the workshop type room where she sees
Circus baby? Yup, she gets a whopping 3 seconds of screen time. So Abby's working on her little robot for the science fair, and there's this teacher. Oh lord. I really want this guy to get a Barbasol can, make his way to the East Dock, get lost, get spit in the eye by a Dilophosaurus, get back in his vehicle, and then get eaten by said Dilophosaurus. Anyway, we cut to this group of teenagers who decide to go to Freddy's, the one from the first movie, but, they get a bit of a detour and call into the other one. The one that's in this movie, if you couldn't tell. So they meet this guy called Michael, who always has the most Chad look on his face for no reason, really. It's just Freddy Carter, man. It's not much to say. He allows them to film the pizzeria, probably knowing that they're all gonna die, and also because he works there, and he doesn't really care about his job. Anyway, so there's this girl called Lisa, and...
Lisa?
Go away! Anyway, she hears something from, beneath the building and goes to check it out. Let's just say this is where she gets a private performance from the marionette. Dead. I mean, she's dead. It's not, weird. She's just dead.
She's not dead!
Gang, just let her go, bro.
So everyone else dies in that. So Michael goes down to the marionette cellar for some reason. And this is when we find out that the puppet can possess people. In this case, Lisa. I told you she's not dead.
Shut up, bro.
Anyway, Abby has this robot she's been working on for the science fair. And it's really good. But not for long. Because at the science fair, the teacher guy, the dude from earlier. Yeah, this dude. Yeah, he drops the robot on the floor because he has beef with Abby for some reason. But the thing is, a few nights before, she found the original Freddy's and befriended Toy Chica. So Abby hurries there to break the code that stops the animatronics from leaving the building while Vanessa, who went looking for Abby, is being held hostage by the marionette. So Abby brings Toy Chica to the science fair while Vanessa is probably let go. Who cares? So the teacher scolds Abby for bringing in a fake project and goes to get his keys for something.
Now, this is where we get to see the darker side of the animatronics. While this guy is walking down the hallway, he stops at a door and peers through the window for some reason. And yeah, that didn't really work too well. So his head gets crushed, yada yada yada. So we cut to the other animatronics, who can now roam freely. Toy Freddy is at FazFest and terrorizes an elderly couple. Toy Bonnie befriends a girl named Debbie, and Mangle is harassing Vanessa. So one thing that I didn't mention is that Mike got to speak to Henry Emily, William Afton's business partner and Charlotte Emily's father. So he gives some lore drops and all that good stuff, but who cares? Mike gets told where Abby might be, and he breaks into the original Freddy's, where he sees the Wizards. And here we see Shadow Bonnie! Anyway, he does some average FNAF 2 stuff, and then... Oh,
Woohoo!
hell yeah!
So Mike avoids the animatronics with his spare Freddy head before Foxy. Obviously, Foxy saw through the disguise, and Mike shuts down every animatronic in the town just before Foxy gets to him. Reminds me of something. So Vanessa has crashed due to Mangle being Mangle, and she's moderately happy with her hearing that Mike stopped all the animatronics. Until one more dot shows up at Mike's house. Now, Jeremiah, also from this first movie, sees Vanessa and her crashed van and offers her a ride to Mike's house. This is where we see Toy Chica putting Abby to sleep before... okay then.
So the marionette has possessed Abby, but Vanessa arrives just in time to... Oh, never mind. Mike has Henry's old music box. So the marionette leaves Abby. Movie finished, right? No. Michael, of all people, shows up at their house with all of the toy animatronics because, he's probably evil. Now, this is when we find out that Michael is Vanessa's brother. Wait, no, but that can't be... So that means... So you do this. You carry over the 1, square root, and then... So x equals... So that's Michael Afton. Yeah, huge reveal if you weren't paying attention at the start. Because it was, pretty obvious. Anyway, so he's, evil and yada yada yada. But then we hear a certain someone.
He's back? They're back?
Okay, what the fuck?
Together, we are FNAF. So after a cool destruction scene, we see the main force slowly break down, releasing their spirits. Mike and Abby leave with Jeremiah, even though it's Mike's house, leaving Vanessa just kind of standing there. But... and it ends.
What?
That's it?
Man, that ending sucks. Oh my god!